Hey, collective. Hey, y'all. Welcome in. All right, let's tap in to the next 72 hours. Let's see the energy that is surrounding your connection within the next 72 hours. Collective, remember this is a general reading. So if it does not resonate, don't force the shoe to fit, okay? There'll be more readings to come. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, you guys. Thank y'all so much for joining the team. Thank y'all so much for helping the channel grow. I appreciate y'all. I'm really happy that you are, the community is growing. I love it. So, all right, let's get right into it. The next 72 hours, collective. I'm gonna be real and honest. Coming into the reading, it does feel like, collective, you're done. I feel like you've learned the lessons where you're at. And what I mean by that is when I say you're done, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're done with the person that you're connecting with. This more so feels like you're done with doing something a specific way, right? Whether you've had to set certain boundaries, or even if you did have to leave the person behind and you had to close the chapter, completely close the door. But this honestly feels like more so you just closed a certain way, a certain way of being, right? And that's because you learned the lessons that you needed to learn. And I feel like you're not going to keep repeating the same cycle over and over and over again. So yeah, for some of you, it's not that you're deciding to leave a connection or you're closing the door completely on it. It's just the way it's been progressing, or the way it's been, that's done. So, all right, let's see what's going on. Next 72 for the collective. I don't even know if I shuffled, but it is what it is. Separation. So, yeah, for some of you, you did decide to close the door, close the chapter, maybe because somebody couldn't, get over their ego or get past their pride. Let's see. Yes. For some of you, you could be thinking about leaving someone behind, and maybe this is the yes. Maybe this is the yes that you have been looking for. And for other, you've been maybe writing, journaling, trying to express your feelings in a more healthy way. Like I said, it just feels like you've closed a cycle, right? Like you're no longer doing things the same way over and over again, because you're different within yourself, right? How you move, how you talk, how you dress, how you look, how you smell. There's something different about you. I feel like you are in this more positive energy as well, where you're not wanting to, or you're not allowing people or things that confuse you to persuade, or to 333 on my timer, or to delay your movement forward, right? Like I feel like you're done with that negative energy. You're ready. Exactly. You're ready to receive your blessings. It says, it's your time to receive. Yes. So I'm hearing for some of you, you're practicing how to say yes more often, right? Maybe you were so used to, no, I don't want to do this. No, I don't want to do that. No, 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 no. It was just, maybe you were or maybe you were dealing with someone who was always saying no, like, no, I can't do this, or no, I can't do that, or no, we can't do, X, Y, Z. But I feel like you got tired of that, right? You're ready to receive. You're ready to hear yes, yes. I'm hearing yes, baby girl. You can have whatever you can have whatever you want, right? Or maybe this is this person where they're starting to realize, or they're awakening, where you're not you're not settling for the bare minimum or the superficial, right? Like you're ready to receive your abundance. You're open to the positive and the good that life has for you. And I feel like exactly the romance, the love that life has for you, right? You're ready to savor. You're ready to get lost in that romance with someone. You're ready to receive that good, passionate, save, struggle-free love, right? You're not settling for the same shit over and over and over again. I don't know if you were dealing with someone who was a bit cold or distant or aloof. I'm getting that King of Swords energy, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. But it just feels like somebody just consistently left you out in the cold, right? Wondering what are we doing here? You know, what are we? Which direction are we headed in? I feel like you tried to stay as open-minded as possible, to go with the flow as much as you could. And, you know, you kept saying yes and yes to this person. But I feel like in the next 72 hours, in the next 72 hours, there's some sort of realization or awakening where it's like, you know, something's just, look, oh my gosh, I opened up the deck. Like, what is, you're having some sort of realization or awakening where you're just ready for something more, right? You're ready to receive everything that you've been putting into your person. And I feel like maybe they're the ones that are awakening. For some of you, you could be there could be an energy of twin flames and fertility, a lot of passion, romance here between you and this person. I feel like also for some of you, it could be just know you're entering a very fertile period. This could be in any way, shape, or form, right? Like if you're not, yeah, you could be something about bearing fruit. Something about fruits. Maybe you're eating a fruit right now, or you need to eat more fruits. Maybe you're gardening, or there's something about gardening. I'm picking up this energy of like spicy time between you and your person. Maybe there was a period of like like a drought. I'm hearing drought. A dry, cold period between you and your person. Maybe it felt like you guys, the energy between you and them was stuck, and there were delays or maybe distractions, or maybe just even life got in the way. I don't know, maybe work and children and projects just kind of, you know, the day to day got in the way. So for some of you, like there's an energy of you stepping into like the next phase of your connection, right? The next 72 hours, it's like you guys are learning how to maybe work together, learn how to spend time with each other in a way where like it works for the both of you, right? Like there's an energy of compromising, like where both of you get what you want. Maybe that was it was like, I don't know if there could have been something that tested y'all's connection or y'all's relationship, but then it's like something about the work that y'all have put into the connection, like you're getting ready to you're getting ready to see the hard work, like everything that y'all have been putting into something, right? Like I don't know, like you know how you water your garden, like the grass is greener where you water it, right? So maybe this is where you and your person, you know, you guys have been working and working and working, and even when life got in the way, or even when life gets in the way, even if it requires for y'all to separate or you know, spend some time apart to process. I don't know if there's something that tested y'all's connection, because I am stepping into a more like moving away from a difficult period, but I am seeing it here, maybe not difficult, but like I said, maybe a period of silence or stillness, right? It's kind of like that period where you're waiting for your fruit to finally, you know, for your to bear, right? To sprout, to show up, you know? Like you're ready to finally pick the fruit. Like you're ready to receive all of that or see all of that hard work that you've been pouring into the connection. And I feel like this weekend you guys are going to allow yourselves to have that. You could be spending some time away, like going on a date or like a romantic getaway for some of you. Like you could need to plan that with your person, or you guys are going to get to do that. Look, twin flames. Something about spending time out in the dark or not in the dark, maybe. But the stars, something about looking at the stars or looking up at the stars. Look, compromise. Exactly. It's like you guys kind of learn how to work together, right? How to meet in the middle, how to it's like you got past a difficult period, or maybe I don't know. For some of you, I am picking up this energy of someone planning to propose, possibly, and the answer is yes. Like they're planning like this weekend getaway, like travel, so you guys can propose, so they can propose for some of you. But I do feel like there is, like there's compromise between you and this person, right? Like there's this, we figured it out. We work together. We balance each other out. And it's like maybe y'all are both realizing that about each other. That y'all both are just as important. That both of y'all matter to each other. I guess. I don't know. I don't know if this is like... It started off as like a friendship, or I was gonna say situationship, because I was picking up on that passion and that chemistry. Twin flames is here, so there's definitely that passion, right, between you and another. But it does feel like maybe it started off as a friendship, or it started off as, I don't know, it just started, I'm hearing started from the bottom, right? Like it started from the bottom, and now here it is, that marriage energy. Now we're here. Right? Like now it just feels like you guys have been working hard towards something. You have been putting in that extra work. For some of you, there were times where you were doubting, like, is this even worth it? Should I continue to fight for this? And I feel like the answer is yes for some of you. So there's a proposal here. I'm just letting y'all know. I don't know. Stay open-minded. If somebody plans something out the blue, and just go with it, okay? I'm here and just go with the flow. All right, what's going on for the collective for the next 72 hours? There could be a gift. Somebody could be wanting to give you a gift. So be open to receiving. I'm hearing be open to receiving this gift. Say yes. The answer to your question is yes. Okay, what is this? I don't know why. I shuffled again, and here we are. Look, 2 of Cups, the Magician, and the 9 of Cups. Be open to receiving. It's like you're getting ready to receive your abundance, your wish. Someone here, I don't know, whoever it is that you're connecting with, maybe you haven't even gone on a date yet. Maybe this is someone that you're getting ready to meet. I don't know. But I just feel like whoever this is that you're connecting with, this is someone that you could have manifested. This is someone that could have manifested during a period of like your own healing journey, right? Your own I'm hearing you could be out with friends, drinks, or celebrating something with yourself or by yourself, and you could be meeting, like running into this person. Okay, what is this? Yes. The Queen of Wands. Aries, Leo, Sag. This is a very, like I said, you're in this vibrant, positive, like high vibrational energy, right? I'm envisioning like bees, something about like bees being attracted to you right now because of your energy, like the sunflower energy. Like it almost feels like you're drawing attention towards you right now. They're attracting, you are attracting. It's like your light is attracting a lot of attention. You could be dressing differently. You could have did something different to your hair, your skin, your nails, your or just something about you, right? It's really glowing. It's really, again, it's giving very positive, high vibrational. You see it, you're seeing the potential in everything. You could be you could be planning or making plans to travel towards something, or someone wants to travel towards you. Somebody could be like I said, somebody could be trying to plan some travel. Six of Wands. Okay. I told you, it's like people have their eye on you. You're attracting a lot of attention right now. For some of you, there's a victory here. You're getting a big yes, possibly when it comes to a job or a position where maybe you didn't know if you were going to receive it or not, or if this is like your person, if you thought that your person maybe had other options, or they were dragging their feet to come towards you. Because again, I am picking up an energy of someone just being like dragging their feet, or moving slow, or hesitant, or not, or just coming off as cold, or that like they didn't care, maybe even giving off mixed signals. And it's like you maintain your confidence, you maintain your assertiveness. And I feel like that's what really attracts people towards you, is that even if you don't have it all put together, even if you don't have it all figured out, you don't let that knock you off your square. Like, you don't let that throw you off, right? And that's very attractive to somebody. Like I feel like that's what keeps somebody very attracted to you. And I don't know if you know this. Like, I don't feel like you realize how whoever it is that you're connecting with, or whoever you're getting ready to meet, the reason why I'm reading it as it does feel like new love, because I saw the Ace of Cups, right? But it could be like again, that recommitment, that meeting, that compromising, right? Meeting in the middle, learning how to dance together, right? Like learning the 1-2 step of a relationship. You take a step, I take a step. And I feel like there's that, once you learn like your own tune, like your relationship learns its own tune, like it's up from there, right? Anything it's just up from that point. And that feeling creates that solid foundation, right? And I feel like that's what you needed. Like, I feel like your connection needed that solid foundation. And maybe that's why things could have been moving slow, or it felt like things were stagnant between you and your person. It's because maybe there were certain things that needed to still be, lessons that still needed to be learned, right? Like I said, I was picking up on that world energy earlier. So there were certain things that still needed to be learned in order for things to progress between you and this person. And I feel like now that, there's this awakening or realization, someone's realizing that they're not okay with you not being in their life. Like, I'm not sure if you said something to them, or you communicated, or you mentioned something that made this person maybe withdraw, right? Maybe withdraw their energy, or maybe that's why they gave you that mixed signal. Maybe they got quiet on you. I don't know. It's like I'm picking up more on the energy of what's to come, right? The next 72 hours. Why am I getting this? Where is this coming from? Let me just get a little bit of clarity, because I'm tired of saying maybe. Okay, 7 of Pentacles in reverse. So I was correct. And then there's the lesson learned, the chapter's closed, the things moving forward and growing. Exactly. So as I was saying, I was picking up, it's almost like someone didn't know whether or not they should invest into something, right? If this would turn out into a long-term investment. Like, I feel like someone was wondering if that's why the yes is here. It's like somebody kept asking or questioning themselves, like, is this really going to grow into something? Is this really worth the risk? Like, so this could have been you asking yourself this question, but because you're coming out as a Queen of Wands upright, it lets me know that you already knew from jump who and what the direction that you were headed in, right? You were already confident in your journey, right? Yes, you already knew. Like you, and that's why I think people respect you, because you are very self-confident and self-aware of who you are and what you're becoming and the direction that you're going in, right? So I feel like and you also give this energy of, being open-minded. You're not limiting yourself. I'm hearing to past experiences. Like, you're open to new. You're, like I said, you're saying yes to things. You're allowing yourself to experience new things. And you're not holding back. I feel like whereas before, which because you're not holding back, it's pushing you into this victory, into this success. Like, I feel like for some of you, you're receiving some sort of, I'm hearing ascension or upgrade, right? Like, you're receiving some, like, this abundance, but it just feels like more so not just like financially, because I am picking that up. Like, I'm picking this in every way, shape, or form, like in every facet of your life. Work, career, friends, family, health, like money, whatever, you name it. I feel like you've opened yourself up to that energy because you are saying yes, because you are staying in this high vibrational energy where things are easily flowing towards you. Exactly. Yes. Yes. It's almost like you had this aha moment, right? Where you realize that that whole push and pull thing, it's like, it really only delays things, right? So I feel like you learned how to accept things as they are, or accept people as they are, and leave people where they want to be left at, right? And I know there are some situations where sometimes the person that we may be dealing with, they feel like they want more, but yet their actions don't match, right? But I feel like this is where you stepped in, Queen of Wands. You're assertive, you're self-aware, you know what you want, and because of that, you're able to determine and decipher and discern when something is for you and when something is just not. And I feel like now you're able to discern that there's also a timing for everything. But so just because someone is not for you right now doesn't mean that they can't be for you later. And I know. You're like, well, I don't want nobody from my past. Okay, you don't have to. 22 on the timer. You don't have to want anyone from your past, right? That's your choice. We all have free will. You don't have to, right? But there are some situations where there are people who, I don't know if I will go as far as change, but they do make the effort to be better. And to be honest with you, that's really all we're supposed to do as human beings, is make that effort to grow and be better, right? And I feel like you are realizing that, not only realizing that about yourself, but I also feel like in the next 72 hours, your person is going to be having like the same realization about themselves, because y'all mirror each other with this twin flame energy. It's almost like you guys could be going through the same thing, or you guys are going through the same thing. It's just your timeline might be a little different. And I think you know that. 23 on the timer, which, going back to mirroring, right? You're mirroring each other. It's like you had to kind of like step into your truth, or learn something, or awaken to something. Maybe your own self-worth, or maybe, I don't know. There's something about realizing. Maybe it was that whole push and pull, right? You didn't realize that you didn't have to push or pull anymore. That whole struggle thing. We're not struggling. We're not struggling. We're not going to fight. We're not going to beg. For some of you, maybe it was you went through a period with this person where maybe it did get boring. right? Like you got tired of the way things were. Maybe it got so redundant. If this is a person that you're already in a relationship with, it's like the day to day happen, right? The day in, the day out, the work, the kids, the dog, the cat, the friend, the whatever, and it's almost like you're gonna having to compromise. Like it's time for us, right? We just like we pour time for everything else and other people, we got to pour that time into us, into our relationship, into our connection, right? This is a time to flow within our partnership. And I feel like both of you guys are seeing that. Like you're opening yourself to that romance. You're opening yourself up to like dating yourself, like each other again, like starting from the beginning, maybe replanning, like redoing the first date, like whatever that was, like maybe running that back, running that first date back, kind of like remind you of what it used to be, right? The Five of Wands in reverse, so that you guys can come out of that going at each other, right? So that y'all can come out of that conflict, so y'all can move away from that conflict. And I feel like you guys have been trying to act like everything is fine. Like maybe you guys have gone a period where you're not talking, or maybe you walked away from somebody, you emotionally detached from this person. I don't know. Maybe some of you even decided to get a divorce if you were married. Yeah. 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 What about the Five of Wands? Look, and the Justice. Yeah, for some of you, you may have gotten a divorce. You could have gotten a divorce with a particular person, and it's like you're wanting to maybe redate or start to date again. I don't know. Oh boy. Don't beat me up. I'm just saying. For some of you, I will say this. Maybe there was a consideration of, or somebody considered filing for divorce. Maybe even went as far to contact an attorney, right? Because you guys just couldn't figure it out. And it happens. I mean, life, there's so much going on in the everyday life, and so much aggression and consistent overthinking and overpouring and over giving, that by the time we get home to our loved ones, sometimes we have nothing to give because we don't even have anything to give to ourselves, right? So I feel like that takes a toll on us individually. So it's definitely going to take a toll on the connection. But I feel like you guys are figuring it out. I feel like there is an energy of like compromising, figuring out, working together, looking at the facts, looking at where, why you guys have even started this in the beginning, right? Why did y'all even connect in the first place? I feel like there is an energy of I don't know, if you and your person are not in contact right now, I feel like this isolation and separation period has allowed your person to look at things from a very different perspective, so they can, grow from this situation, right? Libra energy could be significant. I said Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, right? Virgo energy with the Hermit as well. Aries, Leo, Sag, I think I said. Okay, hold on. One card at a time. What is this? Romance, Justice, and Five of Wands in reverse. It's like you guys are working so that together, so the things can be fair. Things can be brought back into balance. Like, can it get any more clear than this? Temperance literally talks about harmony and balance and peace and grace and being divinely guided. Okay, Queen of Cups, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy. And the Ace of Cups again at the bottom of the deck with the Two of Swords. Sagittarius energy with Temperance. Yeah, there's that bringing things So I'm hearing compromise, right? Figuring it out, working together, pouring into each other's cup. I feel like somebody really just got bored, or they're over the way the situation is right now, or the way the connection is right now. So that could have created like somebody's. It does feel like somebody's feathers were ruffled. enough to cause maybe a sleepless night, maybe one or two. Look, the moon at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, it was something that was divinely guided, right? Sometimes there are things that come up in our relationships and in friendships, right? Even if it's just a friendship situation where it comes to test the loyalty, it comes to test if this, honestly, not even the loyalty, right? Because at the end of the day, you're supposed to be loyal you're supposed to be loyal, right? Loyal. It ain't that fucking hard. But I feel like when life happens, when situations arise, I feel like they happen for us. And hear me out. I feel like they happen for us because they make us analyze and introspect to see if we are still, for one, headed in the right direction with the right people, doing the right things, right? What is right for us is really individually our own personal journey. So whatever is right for you may not be right for me. But what I'm trying to say is situations arise because we're supposed to see if the next phase in my life, for one, am I ready to step on into it individually? Did I learn the lessons from this last phase I just encountered? Did I learn what I was supposed to learn? Yes, cool, no problem. Now, because I've learned, who can come with me? Because when I entered this past phase of my life, when I entered it, I was attracting individuals who were in that same energetic plane as I was. But now that I've learned the lessons of where I'm at, I no longer want to repeat the same thing over and over again. So now when you're entering and you have ascended, because I know you've ascended, I know you've elevated, right? Because I see temperance here. We're not meant to stay the same, right? We're supposed to ascend. We're supposed to learn lessons. We're supposed to grow. And I know you're doing that because the Six of Wands is here. So I know you're progressing. And you're progressing in a direction where you're showing me, or you're telling me, hey, I see which direction I see my truth. I know which direction I'm supposed to go in. But there was clearly something here, whether that happened, like I said, it could have just been the daily life, right? And you're asking, or someone is asking themselves, is this still the person that I want to continue life with? Right? Is this still the job I want to continue to be at? Is this still the business that is bearing the fruit after all this work I'm putting into? And if the answers are yes, which I feel like they are for you, if it just feels like whatever came to test the connection, whatever came to plant a seed of doubt or fear, it was something that was supposed to happen, because the divine wanted to see if you were going to water that seed of doubt or fear. The divine wanted to see if you had faith in the truth that you already knew. The divine wanted to see if you have faith in the person that you're choosing as your partner. The divine wanted to see if the people you're calling friends are still your friends, right? So I feel like, look, in the sun, you gotta be kidding me. The moon followed by the sun. It just lets me know that, yes, you and your person could have went through a dark period, or a dark time, or a difficult time, or a time where it tested y'all, right? But it also tells me that you guys were able to just turn around and turn that doubt into power, that fear into faith, right? It lets me know that you guys, for some of you, you could be getting into a lot of praying or meditating or spending more time in prayer and meditation. And I feel like that's helping with the healing, and learning certain lessons and growing, of course. But also I feel like it's helping with bringing you and your person even closer together, right? Let me just get one, please. What is this twin flames energy? It's like, okay, Knight of Wands, Sagittarian energy. Sagittarius could be significant. Twin flames is also the Lover's card in the tarot, so Gemini could be also significant. Knight of Wands, there's that passion, right? I feel like you guys are learning to kind of have that fun, that chemistry, that fire. There's definitely a lot of, funny, nasty time. I'm picking up on, Mr. Nasty time. And I said something about planting seeds. So, what is this twin flames? And the Nine of Cups. I told y'all, don't overindulge. Don't overindulge because y'all gonna end up with a kid. And the King of Wands here. Yeah, someone's showing up with a lot of fire. A lot of fire, passionate energy. Aries, Leo, Sag. Heavy Sagittarian too. But I feel like you've learned to... I feel like you learning to love on yourself and you learning your own power, right? Stepping into your own power, your inner peace. It almost pushed your person to do the same for themselves, right? So maybe that's what needed to happen. It's like they almost had to kind of catch up, to your ascension, to where you were at. Because somebody was overthinking the connection or I don't know, somebody was overthinking something, a situation that may have tested, or there was definitely a little bit of doubt right here where I see where somebody was allowing their thoughts or their fears, like I said, almost dictate or navigate the direction that they wanted the relationship to go into. There was like this energy of, I don't know, maybe someone was so used to being on their own, like that someone was just, okay, yeah, that's how I want to say. They were very, because I see the motorcycle and then I see the Nine of Cups and the Knight of Wands. So maybe it's giving an energy of very solo, right? Come and go when they felt like it. Just happy, just being by themselves, right? Nothing wrong with that. Some people like to be alone, some people are lone wolves, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. And I feel like that's what maybe this person wanted for themselves. But I feel like if there was a friendship or a situationship that again, if this is a friendship that grew to something more, it's like maybe this person is like they're tired of fighting that, right? Tired of fighting the feelings that they have for you, or tired of fighting, the emotions and the desire of wanting to move things forward with you, right? It's like they were so tied up in their old way of thinking or being that they were almost missed out, seeing what it is that you were bringing to the table, what it is that you were offering to them. It's like they had to break free from a certain belief or a certain way of living their life. They also had to learn how to, I'm hearing, regulate their emotions. So I feel like in the next 72 hours, collective, you're going to see there's this transformation happening within this person. Like there's big changes. There's big changes that they're wanting to move forward, and they are. But I will say, like, the changes that are happening, the changes that they're facing, okay, they're showing up just like you with the Queen of Wands over here. Look at them looking at their queen. It was a long time coming, huh? For some of you, it was like a lot. Took some time. Took some time for this person to finally figure it out what it is that they wanted. Right? But it was because how you showed up, right? How you nurtured and how you loved on yourself and how you loved and the to how you showed up for this person. It doesn't over give. It does feel like you knew when you were supposed to pull away, right? When you were supposed to kind of like hold your cup back for yourself, right? Like when you should stop giving. And I feel like that almost that could have been what pushed your person to awaken and realize that, to open up, to receive this love that you're giving, right? To open up, to receive that, something that was divinely guided, right? Somebody could have almost missed an opportunity because they were so wrapped up in their old ways or in how they were so used to doing something. Like somebody was their routine here, something about their routine, or how maybe they were so used to like just focusing on their money, like on the go, 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 go. King of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sag. So this is somebody that's just like constantly moving, right? I want to go here, I want to go there. With the Knight of Wands, they didn't sit still for too fucking long, right? But I feel like your love, your care, your nurture, your charm kind of slowed this person down a little bit. Something about your voice, I don't know if it automatically slows somebody down, or they kind of like, as soon as they hear your voice, it's soothing to them, right? Something is soothing to them. Okay, I like this. I feel like in the next 72 hours, you're also going to, especially if this person had been holding back, someone could have been struggling with how it is that they communicated. It's something to do with their beliefs, right? Their family, or traditional values, right? What they, maybe even how they felt about marriage, right? Like commitment. Because I am seeing that single life, that singlehood. I want to be by myself. I want to go. I want to be able to pick up and go whenever I want to, whenever I feel like it. No quiero nada que nada me pare. I want to go. I want to go. I don't know if this person just really likes that's what they're telling themselves, like, or that's what they kept telling themselves, like, I don't want to be able to, yeah, look, I just want to be able to just not. It's like this person was afraid of losing themselves in a relationship, and that's what kept them like overthinking and over, like, how would this go if we did this, how would this look if we did that, how this look, when in reality you just have to flow, right? Just, it's something about learning how to flow. Go with it. Compromising, right? But during this time of solitude, I feel like this is when this person is realizing this. So for some of you, in the next 72 hours, you're going to be receiving the truth and clarity of, someone ready to propose or give something or open up to a connection here. Finally, compromise. Okay. 42 on the timer. That's what? 4 plus 2 is 6. 6 is talk about harmony and balance. Okay, I like it, collective. All right, y'all, this is the message that I have for you. Let me know in the comments how it resonates. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, you guys. Thank y'all so much for the support. And I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.